This is the second devotional in our series called Wherever You Go, and we're going to be encouraged through this series. Last time we talked about the big decision we have to make, and today the title of this Devo is The Song. In Deuteronomy 31:8, it says, "The Lord will go before you and be with you. He will never leave you or forsake you, and don't be afraid or discouraged." It's the same story we started with, where the people are about to go into the promised land, and God promises that he will never leave them. And he tells Moses, their leader, something pretty interesting. God knows that his people are predisposed to complaining and turning away from him, and he says when they receive God's provision in the land flowing with milk and honey, that they will then turn away from God and reject him, and that all sorts of disasters will occur. But then he gives them this song to sing. And here's what it says: "Write down this song and teach it to the Israelites and have them sing it. When I have brought them into the land flowing with milk and honey, the land I promised them, and they eat and fill and thrive, they will turn to other gods and worship them and reject me. And when many disasters come on them, this song will testify against them, because it will not be forgotten by their descendants. I know what they are disposed to do even before I bring them into the land I promised." And chapter 32 is the song, and it basically has lyrics that say that God's words will fall on the earth like abundant rain on tender plants. It says God is the rock and all of his works are perfect, that he does no wrong. The song says, "Remember the days of old and the Creator that formed and made you." And it says, like an eagle covers its young, God spreads his wings to cover us. The song then speaks of all the woes that come to a people that turn away from God, and when the people see that all of their grumbling and turning away is fruitless, then he reminds them of who he is and that there is no God besides him. The last stanza of the song in verse 43 says, "Rejoice, you nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants and take vengeance on his enemies and make atonement for the land and people." So why would God give Moses this song and tell the people to sing it? And in verse 47, Moses says to the people, these are not just idle words in a song, they are your life. There's a pattern to live by, learn by, and grow by in the words of that song for all of us that are discouraged as the new year begins. We are to remember his character, the one who tends to his children, whose ways are just and true, that he's a loving father, and yes, we will wander away, even though we know the truth, and we will bring upon ourselves despair and discouragement, but there's always hope, because God is the one who covers us. Always covers us, and that's a song worth singing this year. Start by reciting his goodness to you and your family. Recall the attributes of your Father. Think about the ways you've grieved his heart by standing in fear, falling away in your faith, giving in temptation to hate, dabbling in unbelief, all the things we do when life gets tough, and then sing. Give thanks for this amazing Creator that carries us into places unknown, and he promises that he will never leave us. That's not the promise most of us want. We want him to promise that the giants in the land will evacuate and we will live a carefree life without struggles. But he has promised that in the middle of the struggles, his presence will be more than enough because of who he is. Remind yourself, give thanks, and sing a song again and again and again of his goodness in the land of the living. It's the song that you need to sing and those after you need to sing as well.